Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we have something super exciting to actually discuss over on the channel, and it is none other than that of two brand new official reveals for the upcoming highly awaited, highly anticipated Transformers Legacy 2022 lineup. Now this has been a line that has been shrouded in speculation for so many months. I've tried my best to in fact actually discuss in detail all of the various different rumours that have been circulating over the last couple of months in regards to this line, but nothing up until this point has been concrete. We haven't actually got any official images until now, so ahead of Hasbro PulseCon, which is due to take place this Friday for the Transformers brand, we do in fact get two brand new reveals. Now I personally wasn't expecting to talk about any of these figures until at least Friday, but they've dropped them here on Wednesday via IGN, and I will be honest and say that they are very, very different from anything that I could have imagined, and in some ways I'm a little let down, but then in other ways I am super excited. So these two reveals are in fact a Deluxe Class Skids and a Voyager Bulkhead. Now when the news first broke, I literally just saw the headline, so I quickly snapped onto that, and then I saw the images, and I was in fact actually taken back. Now before we discuss the images, I just very quickly want to give you guys an almost brief description on what Transformers Legacy will in fact be. So this is a brand new line which is in fact merging of different fan favourite characters representing the entire scope of the Transformers multiverse. Now take point at the word merging, they do appear, and these images do kind of confirm it, as if though they are taking the essence of these characters and in fact in some ways actually stylizing them. So we'll kickstart firstly off here with Autobot Skids. Upon first glance, this looks like a pretty decent version of G1 Skids, but there are some design elements which are a little different when in comparison to his G1 design, so they have in fact slightly stylized him. Personally, I don't think this looks the best. In my opinion, this is a step in the wrong direction when in comparison to what we got with the War for Cybertron trilogy. You can see many hollow gaps on this guy. Now bearing in mind, he is the deluxe class, so we have come to expect that with these figures, but the War for Cybertron trilogy has been so awesome, so to see these awful gauging gaps in the thighs as well as the lower part of the leg is really off-putting in my personal opinion. I will be honest and say the CG render looks a lot better than some of these actual product shots that we've going on. The torso is just so hollow. Honestly, this is a bit of a disappointment, and I'm really not a fan of what appears to be the actual hood section of the vehicle actually slapped bang stuck on the back of Skids' head. That is really poor. So not only is that confirming a very simplistic conversion for this guy, but very lazy engineering. Honestly, the Legacy had so much going for it, and these images are, I'm really quite conflicted on what to actually think of these. Some of the details are pretty nice. The overall color scheme I think works really well. I do like the face sculpt from the front, but of course from the back you've got that huge blocky panel from the alt mode. The chest looks decent from the front once more, and they do appear to be using pinned on wheels than as opposed to mushroom pegs, but he's just got this massive backpack, really ghastly hollow gaps going on for the torso as well as the thighs. Overall, I've got to be honest and say that he looks like a little bit of a letdown, especially where those arms are concerned as well. The proportions are just way off, and those car doors look ridiculously big, so definitely not what I was expecting at all. It does appear as if though he comes with some form of energon rifle, and then of course two more traditional G1 inspired blasters. So overall, I'd say, judging by these images, I give this guy roughly a 5 out of 10. I really hope that when we actually do get the official panel on Friday that my thoughts are slightly changed, but as it stands, Skids is definitely not looking too great, especially for the first entry into this line. Then we take a look at the vehicle mode. Once again, really stylized, definitely nothing like we expected from, say, the War for Cybertron line. So it certainly takes homage from his original G1 vehicle, but it's a lot more larger of a vehicle. It almost looks like a truck now. You can see some pretty nice looking paint details on the side of the vehicle, but overall I just think the overall stylization of this is just not working at all. And you guys all know how hyped and pumped I was for the upcoming Transformers Prime figures that were rumored to be a part of this wave, and on the headline it said Transformers Prime inspired Bulkhead to be revealed, and I was just so excited to actually see what it looked like. And then I clicked on the image, and I've got to be honest, once again I was in fact a little let down. Now it does appear as if though they're just taking the essence of these characters and slightly redesigning them. I think this is a step in the wrong direction. Hasbro really just should have given us an almost thrilling 30 lineup where they stayed as truthful as possible to the original character designs instead of taking literally their own creative spin. Now these could turn out a lot better in person than these images, but honestly I'm not actually that looking forward to this guy now, sadly. Now there were some rumours that Bulkhead was in fact going to be retooled into Optimus Prime, and for those of you who have seen Transformers Prime Bulkhead, he's got a really circular design for the chest. Of course he is a rather fat Transformer, so I was thinking no way, that rumour's got to be completely rubbish, but when we take a look here at this figure I can definitely see that happening. So Bulkhead now is no longer that fat round Transformer that we've all known from Transformers Prime, he's a lot more streamlined. Now, of course, he's still got that blocky chest, and the robot head is very inspired by his appearance from TF Prime. He has, in fact, also got the Wrecking Ball mace, which, once again, doesn't look the best. And a part of the vehicle mode can also be detached in order to act as an almost shield. And it looks as if, though, he's got an over-the-shoulder cannon, which actually looks pretty decent. But these images are just not doing it for me at all. These characters are so stylized. I just don't understand why Hasbro can't give us what we want. This was just not what I was expecting at all. Now, for all intents and purposes, if this wasn't supposed to be Transformers Prime Bulkhead, I probably would actually warm to this. I do think that it looks pretty decent for a Bulkhead design, but Hasbro had the capability of giving us what we want, so why don't they just give us that? Why don't they just give us proper, accurate versions of the characters as we know them, instead of these stylistic takes? Now, it does appear as if, though, all of these legacy figures will include an almost blue holographic blaster. We saw with Trax he had a weapon, and Bulkhead here also has got a blue blaster as well, which actually looks pretty decent. We've got some really cool images here of him in truck mode. It does appear as if, though, he's this very militaristic truck, of course, there with the tarpaulin on the back of the truck. Very heavy infantry in regards to how the actual front of the vehicle looks. Incredibly robust. Vehicle mode looks a lot better than bot mode in my personal opinion. Really nice color scheme, definitely matches what we saw from TF Prime. And then we've got some more images here, some product renders of this character, but once again, just not what I was expecting at all. I imagine that I will warm to these designs when I do in fact actually see them in person, and of course the designers are going to talk us through their thought process on Friday as to why these characters are a little more stylized than we remember. And as I mentioned, this in itself actually has some really cool potential to in fact get some of the older characters done in a slightly different take, but I don't know whether or not it's because I set my expectations so high for this line to actually see this particular stylized character when in comparison to what we could have got, that being cartoon accurate figures. I am a little let down, especially in regards to where that Bulkhead is concerned, and considering this is going to be an Optimus Prime mold, to be honest, I don't think it's going to suit Prime all that well. And once again, the tracks, I just don't get why they've decided to give us a stylistic approach. I really was hoping that Legacy would essentially just be a continuation of the quality that we saw in War for Cybertron, but Tracks is just full of hollow spaces. That torso is dreadful, the thighs are awful, as so are the lower legs. So overall, I'm a little let down by this, I will be completely honest. I'm still staying optimistic for the characters that we can hopefully expect to see on Friday. Transformers Prime RC was rumoured, but judging by how Bulkhead looks, I do think her design will more than likely be butchered. I'd really love to know down in the comment section below on what you guys think of some of these first initial images that we are getting out for Transformers Legacy. Personally, I am nowhere near as hyped for this line as I was when some of those listings did originally begin to leak. I just think that they could have given us something so special, and instead they're giving us this stylistic design, which I just do not think is going to resonate all that well with fans. I would love to know down in the comment section below on what you guys think of these figures. Will you be adding them to your collection? Are you let down like me? Or are you in fact intrigued by the idea of getting these stylistic approaches to some of the characters that we all know and love? I would really love to know your opinion down in the comment section below, and also be sure to stay tuned to the channel, as of course I will be providing full coverage of all of the Transformers merchandise that is in fact revealed hopefully this Friday. I thank you guys all so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.